Welcome back to the EmbodyME Podcast. I'm Crystal Renae, your host with the Conscious Code series covering all 64 human design gates and gene keys. Today we're talking about Gate 15, which I like to refer to as the magnetic wild child. And you'll see why as we go deeper into the energies of Gate 15. In human design, it's called the Gate of Extremes, the Gate of Humanity, or the Gate of Compassion. And this is in the G center, or the identity center, moving towards the sacral center through the channel of rhythm, connected to Gate 5. And in the gene keys, it's called an eternally flowering spring. And then the I Ching refers to this gate as modesty, mountain hidden beneath the earth. So in tropical astrology, this is on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, and in Vedic astrology, it is in Gemini. So the overall energy of Gate 15 is characterized by a dance between the extremes and the ordinary, fear and courage, resistance and acceptance. So you may struggle with an over-attachment to extreme rhythms, whatever they may be. You have a fear of dullness and tend to have a deep love for humanity and can embrace life's extremes in rhythm. And you possess a magnetic aura that attracts others, and your energy is just vibrant and you can provide support to others during challenging times. So with the Gate of Extremes, it's very polarizing. So you're at one extreme, you're at one end of the extreme or another, right? Or you can kind of move back and forth between the extremes. You have the capability of doing that. So let's talk about the shadow of this gate, which happens to be dullness. That's where you don't have any extremes at all, and you feel disconnected or numb to the richness of life. And it's an invitation to awaken from this state and embrace the vibrancy and beauty around you when you feel dull. In your repressive nature, or if you're more of an introverted person, this can show up as being empty, where it's very different from boredom, but close to depression and will inevitably lead to it. Where you've given up acceptance of being stuck. You have a fear-based nature because at some level you become afraid of fear itself. So you just become empty. You void everything out. So you don't have to fear anything, right? You just keep yourself an empty shell of a person in this state. And if you're more of a reactive person or have extroverted nature, this can show up as being an extremist, where you rebel against dullness by not accepting it. You escape through denial, hiding behind some kind of vagueness, or you find yourself in all kinds of, different circumstances with no real sense of passion, running from your own shadows, and that prevents you from being with others for a very long period of time. It's too much. It's too extreme, so you run from it, you hide from it. And in the shadow state, you are over-attached to struggling with finding a consistent rhythm and conforming to societal expectations, which lead you to relationship challenges and self-judgment. So you're trying to identify with something. And this kind of reminds me of like a cult-like behavior or cult-like beliefs, where you're attaching yourself to some extreme belief or religion or ideology out there. Because if you have that fear of dullness, you're fearing anything ordinary and you're seeking extreme experiences, which can get you into some trouble. And that also results in non-productive habits and a low frequency attitude towards life. And in your shadow, you lack self-expression, which is not like you because you are such an extreme person, but you can shut yourself down under societal pressure and you feel a lack of fulfillment and meaninglessness, where, you fear repeating patterns and struggling to embrace the gift within dullness, hindering your full self-expression and authenticity. You resist being dull, so you throw yourself into the extremes of life, and then you're taking risks and feeling like you have no real purpose. But that brings us into our gift of magnetism. where your magnetic presence can inspire and influence others, and you embrace your natural charisma and utilize it to create positive connections, collaborations, and harmonious relationships. So in your gift, you're wild, you have your own personal rhythm that attracts people to you, magnetizes people to you, and you march to the beat of your own drum. And that natural flow that you create, your approach to life, are unconventional, which allows you to stand out and be noticed. And you have the courage to be true to yourself and embrace your individuality. And that authenticity that you shine out inspires others to do the same and encourages them to let go of societal expectations. And you possess the bravery to face challenges and pursue your dreams fearlessly. And your determination and resilience pushes you to take risks and achieve your goals. But you're doing it with couth. You're not jumping into an extreme. You're doing this in a rhythmic manner, right? And your open heart and compassion make you highly approachable and lovable. And people feel safe and drawn to your warmth and kindness. And you have the ability to create meaningful connections in your gift. So you do experience life's ups and downs intensely, but you embrace both the highs and the low points with equal enthusiasm. And this depth of emotion enriches your experiences. So when it comes to magnetism, your aura is expansive and captivating. You draw people towards you, and your magnetic presence makes you a natural leader and influencer. And that big aura, that radiance and vibrancy that you shine out, is powerful and vibrant, making you a force to be reckoned with. And your enthusiasm and radiance have a positive impact on those around you in your gift. So you go from being either on one end of the spectrum of polarity, one extreme or the other, or you're just dull and you don't feel anything. There's no like real light shining out of you because you're so dull. You're so like depressed and just not in your power, in your shadow. But when you step into your gift of magnetism, people are inspired by you. You're shining so brightly that they cannot help but see you. You stand out in your essence, which brings us to the Siddhi of Florescence, which represents a state of radiant blossoming and flourishing. This is an elevated state of being where you shine brightly, expressing your authentic self and contributing to the world. You are in your glow. You are shining bright. Shine bright like a diamond. That is your song. For this gate 15, it's exactly the essence that you carry. You're magnetic. You're shining bright. You're not dimming your light. You're not dulling yourself out. You're standing proud in your true essence, your true authenticity of that extreme personality, that wild child that you are, unapologetically, and inspiring others to do the same. And if you have this gate in your chart, you can use this in your brand and business by being the magnet to your clients, by being embodied in your full authenticity, which is everything that I preach. I just love this gate so much. I love being different. I'm also can be a bit of an extremist depending on the topic, but I try to stay neutral as much as possible because I understand the beauty of neutrality. But also when there are certain things, when it comes to your core values and principles, you stand firm on those. And because you're shining in what is true to you, you inspire others to be true to themselves as well. You're magnetic and you're bright. You're a star. You're a shining star. So here are some contemplative questions you can ask yourself if you have this gate active. In what ways can I embrace and express my unique magnetism and influence to create positive connections and collaborations? How can I awaken from my sense of dullness or disconnection in my life and fully embrace the vibrancy and beauty around me? And what steps can I take to nurture and manifest my authentic self, allowing it to blossom and flourish in its own unique way? And here are some practical tips that you can use to further embrace the shadow of dullness and embody the gift of magnetism and florescence. This gate invites you to tap into the deep well of compassion within you. It is through compassion that you can connect with the shared experiences and struggles of humanity, cultivating empathy and understanding towards others. Recognizing our interconnectedness is key, especially as someone who has the gate of extremes, and you may be on one end of the polarity spectrum, but to have compassion for those who are not in agreement with you, right? And the gift of magnetism empowers you to attract people and opportunities to you. So harnessing magnetism can inspire and influence others. Embrace your natural charisma and utilize it to create positive connections, collaborations, and harmonious relationships. And cultivate balance. As you navigate the energies of this gate, strive for balance. While compassion is essential, be mindful not to lose yourself in the suffering of others. Take care of your own well-being, set healthy boundaries, and ensure self-care while extending compassion to others. Don't allow yourself to get too dull, and don't allow yourself to go too far down one end of the extreme polarity cycle, right? So what a fun, vibrant gate this gate is. Gate 15, the magnetic wild child. With that being said, I will see you guys again when the sun transits into the next human design gate. Have a beautiful week. Mwah.